Hello everyone, Metroid Crime here with another Attract mode tonight on twitch.tv/LadyArcaders. Welcome in everyone. Thanks for bearing with us as we sorted out some of those technical difficulties. But I hope everyone's excited. We have a really awesome show coming up today. Rootorigin is going to be playing Metroid Dread, and that's going to be super cool. Very excited to be on commentary for this one. But also, I want to mention a few other things going on with Lady Arcaders at the moment. We actually have a call out for submissions. We are looking for more people to join our staff, more women to join our staff. So please take a look at the pinned message in the Lady Arcaders private Discord for a link to that, or you can check ladyarcaders.com for a link to the volunteer form. Yay! So there's that. But also, we have some really great showcases also coming up for the rest of the month as well. Just want to point out our next showcase coming up is on November 20th on Sunday. And we are actually going to have an Oops, All Bunnies day that day. We've got Zokubun hosting that, and then we've got 2 bunny-themed games with all bunny-themed commentators. So we first, on that day, it'll be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern instead of the normal 2 p.m. But we'll be seeing Rabby Ribby, run by Alice at Wonderland Games, with Bunniest Bunrina on comms, and Lost Nova, Bunny Percent, run by Selkuth Mind, with Char Bunny on comms. And both those showcases are going to be awesome. But before we get to that, we have tonight's showcase. We're going to see Metroid Dread, run by Rootorigin. And I think we're about ready, so let's take it away.
Hello everybody, my name is Root, and today I will be speedrunning Metroid Dread any percent no major glitches with my partner in crime, I guess you could say, founder and fan favorite, Metroid Crime.
Hello everyone, I'm Metroid Crime.
And so what you'll notice first on the screen is that I'm 1, playing in rookie mode, and 2, that the timer starts at 3 minutes and 44 seconds. So rookie mode, all that really means is that we start off with 30 missiles and we get better health drops throughout the game. But the really important thing is that we start out with 30 missiles. And for the 3 minutes and 44 seconds, what we usually do is that we skip all the cutscenes in the beginning of the game and then come back to the main menu, and then we start the run from there. So that way everyone starts at an equal time and there's no debate on someone started early, someone started late, or anything like that. And with that, we can start the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so now... Thank you. So we have a wonderful 25 seconds of waiting for everything to load. So you'll know that everything is good once you hit 26 seconds on the timer, on whatever timer you are running on, then you can start running, which is fun. It's a pretty long run, but it's not too bad. I would say it's a good long run to start, I guess, if your first game you're ever playing. But
yeah,
Artaria... Go ahead.
Sorry, it's actually a pretty chill game to pick up for speedrunning also. Really fun movement, honestly.
Yeah. So Artaria is actually probably one of the harder sections of the game. For a lot of people, it's pretty much where you're going to reset the most. You'll probably see this map a lot. But once you get used to it, there's a lot of fun movement, and it's just fun to run around. There's a lot of climbing, a lot of bosses. I think you fight at least 2 or 3 in the beginning of the game. First one coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, you'll actually see this specific corridor here a lot too. I think we come back through it like 3 times. Yeah. But you'll see one of the first glitches of the game. This is a pseudo wave, nicely done. And then we're coming up on another pseudo wave immediately. So basically what's happening here is Root is using Samus's gun to shoot basically through the terrain. There's like a little bit of a gap where Samus's beam can fit right through, and that was very nice as well.
Thank you. Yeah, so what that allows us to do is actually skip the first technically boss of the game. It's called the Broken E.M.M.I. And we don't have to see them at all, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So this is the first boss in this route then. This is Corpius. it's faster to actually go to Corpius first, and this is actually a very quick fight. It's made much easier by the fact that there's 30 missiles to start rather than on non-rookie mode, which is about 15. So you get a little bit more chance here to take him out a little bit quicker. But you're basically just using your missiles to lock onto his head. Nicely done. And then we get the Phantom Cloak. Perfect.
Yes. So that boss, like Crime was saying, is the main reason that people play rookie mode. Because if you're not on rookie mode, instead of starting out with 30 missiles, you start out with 15, I believe. So it makes it very unfun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But with that, we can go head off to see our best friend. Our best friend in the whole game, Adam. Right, Crime? Right?
Yeah, definitely. Huge Adam fan here.
Big Adam fan. We just skip right through all this text.
Yeah, all through the text. We don't want to listen to Adam. But we're going to find a way to skip him completely later on. So don't worry about it.
Yes, that's an even more fun trick. So now we're gonna head off to get Charge Beam, which will allow us to open different types of doors to access more of the area. And
yeah, you might have seen us pass by quite a few orange doors so far. That's what we're going to be opening with this Charge Beam.
So there are a couple tricks already that are pretty difficult coming up to get to Charge Beam, just to save a little bit of time. Normally we would go to the bottom of this area. As you saw, there was a bunch of water. We would go to the bottom and clear the water out, but instead we don't do that, and we kind of just do that little cloak maneuver to have to avoid wasting time in water, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy of a trick to do. I actually got it pretty quick there, which is pretty lucky.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was very good. This is another one here. This is another trick that you can do there, just to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think the water skip, so there's two different water skips. There's a water skip and then there's a water platform skip. Basically, we don't like water that much. And the first one, the water skip, actually saves, I believe, around 11 seconds. And then the water platform skip only saves like 2. So, pretty decent time saves, but imagine they're not super necessary to go for if you're not comfortable using them.
Yeah.
But for
so yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
we're just going back through this section, so that looked familiar because we were there. That was where we ran out from at the beginning of the game. We're just going to go over here through one of these doors to get an energy tank, which is great. We need more health so we can, have less chance to die. But we're now going back up this very long corridor here.
Yeah, another one of these climbs, as we saw.
I believe we're going back to that Adam room, correct? Or wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong place.
To the right of it.
Right of it, yes. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely get more familiar with the movement as you keep playing, because you do the same room so many times over and over again. So before we went left, and this time we're just going right, because we have the ability now with Charge Beam to open this door up here.
And there's some story stuff going on in the back here. This is the lava that's powering the entire facility here.
Yes. Bunch of water, fire, all in one area. For the no major glitches category, though, I would say it's arguably, as much as I'm saying Artaria is pretty difficult, I would say it's probably one of the easier categories to jump into. Like, if you want to try like a run with just a little bit of spice, but not too much, I would say the no major glitches is probably the best for that. Because you can really pick and choose what you want to do. Like, you don't have to do atom skip, you don't have to do water skip. It's really play how you want it, and you still go pretty fast. I'm gonna talk to Adam again because we love him so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely not trying to get rid of him as soon as we can.
Okay, so there's another skip up here. Yep, there we go.
So we are actually required to do that, mainly because we need this E.M.M.I to be activated. Because if we don't, we'll just kind of soft lock ourselves in the game, which will make us not complete any run at all, which would be bad.
So you'll notice Root here is taking out this central unit here. It has like kind of the shield over its meaty brain here. So just for this one, we're just shooting it with missiles, trying to take it out as fast as we can, not get hit by the projectiles. Which very much upsets the E.M.M.I in this area.
A lot. A lot. This is where you find out Metroid Dread is a horror game, in fact.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so Root is going to be shooting this E.M.M.I and then jumping over it. Yes, there we go. And then finishing it from this other room. And it moves this E.M.M.I a little bit closer actually to where we have to go. So we save a little bit of time on this next split because just a little bit closer to our path.
Yes. To go to the next area. So we're pretty much done with Artaria after this. At least for this section. We'll be coming back later. But we're gonna head off to the next area, which will be even more fun.
Definitely.
Not scary at all. Definitely not a run under ever.
Lots of different tricks in that next area too that are gonna be fun. So now you have spider. Oh my gosh, what is this? Magnet. There we go. Perfect. Spider magnet, which allows you to grab on to these blue walls here. Gives you so many more options for getting around places. There we go. It also, there's this mechanic where you can like hang on panels and it'll slide the panels down. Awesome. So this area looks kind of familiar, except we're going to take the bottom route now. Oh, I mean, actually, we have seen this part already because we have to open that door. But we're coming up on a section over here. Are you going to try to do the skip?
Try. That'll be an attempt.
Yeah, nice.
Ah. Let me see. I will die. No, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Way too close to dying. I messed that whole thing up.
That's okay. So there's actually, well, I mean, we'll get a chance to show off some cool movement later on as well regarding that same type of mechanic. But you can actually jump up and kind of use those enemies to make them bounce you off into areas that you shouldn't be able to get to.
Yes.
Like jumping over that wall.
So now we're heading into Cataris. Like I said, easiest area in the game. Definitely not a run ender ever. I've actually never reset here.
Wow, impressive.
Also a lie.
But yeah, the goal of Cataris is basically to just get in and get out. You don't want to be here that long, really.
No.
There's some nasty mechanics in this area, and then you have to deal with one of the worst enemies only because, well, not the worst, one of the worst. Just because of the many different chances you have to encounter it throughout this area. But this is hopefully the last time we will speak to Adam.
Yes.
He has a very short message for us this time, I believe.
Uploading data.
He's a very good practice for mashing, though. I will give him that. Very good practice.
Yeah. Awesome. So there's another switch here to change the flow of the lava to allow us to get through more sections, including the one we just went through to get to this one. There we go. You see it open on the other side there. Okay, and then jumping up here. Nice bounce off of there. That was beautiful. Thank you.
If I have enough health, I'll go for the run. Okay.
Maybe?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, cool. So this is Hell Run.
Yep.
You'll notice Root go through this section as fast as she can because you are rapidly losing health here. And there we go. That saves a ton of time, actually. There's a whole bunch of really annoying rooms along there that just kind of get to skip over all of them.
It only saves 2 seconds.
Really? Or seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, but it looks way cooler, though. It's totally worth doing for the style points.
100%. You would think for how dangerous it is, it would save more time, right?
Yeah.
But no. No, it's just like, here's 2 seconds. Oh, okay. The health pseudo might save a little bit more, though. Because this one saves like 11 if I can hit it. If I don't, then rip, but...
Yeah, this is a very cool trick. So, Root's using pseudo wave to try to open a door that is up top here, which we can also activate by doing this whole thing where we go all the way. Oh, nice! Yo, you got it.
Let's go!
Hey. Yeah!
It's probably
Very
one
cool.
of the harder pseudos to hit. I would say second, maybe? To hit. It's not easy, but I'm literally going the wrong way because I'm so used to not hitting
Don't have
it.
to go that way now, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you'll notice Root open up a door there to just save us time later. And then here, looking up to just open that door up top there, based on your line of sight. Just little time saves for later.
Mm-hmm. We love our little time saves for later.
Yeah.
We're coming
so I
up
think we're
on
going
this
up to the Atom skip, yeah?
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, so this is the Atom skip. It requires several frame perfect inputs here. To bounce off of the wall, you can do a melee. Oh, wow, perfect. Nice. It was very quick. I didn't even get to finish explaining it. Nice.
I don't like Adam that much.
But yeah, no, so that saves like, what is it, like 2 to 4 minutes throughout the run, maybe?
2, yeah.
Depending on category.
2 yeah, depending on category.
Yeah. So that's a really nice time save, and then you never have to talk to Adam again. It's really awesome too because it opens up a whole bunch of different routes for speed boosting also.
Mm-hmm.
That you wouldn't have been able to do otherwise.
Yeah, because you just skip right through the room. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful never having to talk to him again.
Yeah.
He's just mean.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awful.
You're not ready. You suck. You thought you could stand a chance against Ravenbeak? No. You're so silly.
I heard that Ravenbeak guy's really cool.
Actually, I heard he was the coolest person to exist, you know?
But yeah, you just saw Root skip right over that E.M.M.I there, which is a really cool move. E.M.M.I has no idea what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. So do we qualify Ravenbeak as a person? I'm sorry, this...
Yeah, wait, I don't...
Bird.
Bird
Animal?
person. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the logistics are. Yeah, I guess you can call them by... Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know the answer to this. Requires further research.
Okay.
But here's another full energy tank that we're gonna grab here to, make our chances of living, a little bit more. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another switch to switch this lava and open up this door so we can get into the next area.
So with that, we're pretty much done with Catarus. We'll come back a couple times, but not for very long. But for right now... Oh no, we're coming back in 2 minutes. Never mind. We're coming back.
Yeah, no. We have to come back just a little bit. Just for a little bit.
How could I forget? We skip Adam like we're done with the game.
Yeah, the game's over. The run's over. Adam %.
Adam %. We should make it. How quickly can you not talk to Adam?
Was that like 14 minutes, I think, would have been your PB for that, roughly? We're at 16-ish now. maybe a little
Probably
less.
something like that. Yeah.
So we're just coming to Dairon right now to encounter an E.M.M.I and grab another power-up. We're getting the wide beam from this area. This whole area is actually super cool. Like, if you get a chance, like, just look a little bit at the background of some of these sections. There's some really interesting details that you don't really notice unless it's pointed out. Like, for example, this is like an entire robot construction factory area. So you can actually look in the background to see some of the like Chozo robots that come up later in the game. You can kind of see them being constructed in the background, which is super cool. But there's little things like that all over the place. And then this area is also really neat because you get Samus's really cool suit glow here. Because the area is in the dark. So you're going to go in here and turn on the power so we can access some of the doors.
Yeah, I think something this game is really good at is like background storytelling.
Definitely,
Like,
yeah.
Throughout, there's just if you just keep looking in the background, you'll just notice so many things that maybe in the first playthrough you didn't, and it's just like, wow, you were telling me this the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, a thing I didn't get to mention before either was the fact that, like, because of the order that Root did things in, you can actually see, like, Corpius's ghost in the background.
Yeah.
Because he's already dead by that point. Okay, these doors are just the worst all the time.
Yeah. They're very, very finicky. Like, you have to have... Just don't even touch your control stick. Just shoot.
Yeah, you basically have to just let up the control stick and just start firing. And so we had a brief encounter there with Speed E.M.M.I, who we're going to say goodbye to and deal with later.
Oh yeah, Speed E.M.M.I.
His door is not working again. Good example of the door is not working.
They never work.
They're just the worst.
Not a day in my life have they worked properly.
Yeah, like at least one or two doors refuses to work during like any one run. Chat is saying you can finish the whole game in 0, 0, 0 if you never start it.
That is true.
Low % world record, just don't start.
Just don't, yeah.
But no, don't do that, because you should run this game, and you should play this game, because it is a very good game.
Or, you can get a world record. Pick one.
Yeah. Simply
And
choose
just
to get a
don't
world
start.
record.
Everyone holds a world record, because it's just, you don't do anything.
Okay, so now we're coming through here, and we can open up some of these doors now, because we have the wide beam. But we're coming up to another E.M.M.I central unit room here. So you'll notice using missiles to take out the shield. And then once the shield has been popped up, we're now doing rapid firing, rapid mashing, hitting with the wide beam. Because it is quicker than using missiles. Right? So it's the same motion here that you do on the actual E.M.M.I. So Root is going to run forward very fast, start firing, and then is on the other side of this wall to make this go by a little bit quicker. And he's going to get real close.
I was actually a little nervous on that one.
Yeah.
I was like,
you got it. Yeah, if that E.M.M.I was like even like a pixel closer, it could have been iffy.
Yeah, we've actually killed each other on the same frame before. And I got a game over for it. So I was like, oh, okay. That's nice to know.
So that's the morph ball, which allows us to get into a whole bunch of different places because we can, turn our body into a ball.
Convenient.
Very convenient.
Just like Samus having the key to everything in this game.
Yeah. So you'll notice that Root kind of does this thing where she's slide morphing into these holes. It just makes you get through them a little bit quicker because you don't have to deal with the transformation animation. Awesome, and then we're about to take a teleportal into back into Cataris, actually.
Artaria.
Wait, Artaria. Yes, sorry, we are in Cataris.
Yeah, so I will find out Artaria is really on fire soon. Like,
yeah, there's actually this game actually kind of threw something kind of wild at everyone. Usually when you're playing Metroid games, you're expecting like an escape sequence, like at the beginning or the end or something, or maybe both.
yeah.
But in this one, they do this very interesting thing where they kind of throw one at you, like not that long into the game.
No, is it probably like midway? Maybe less?
Yeah, I remember I know the first time I played this, it took me like 3 hours to get to this point, but I was also like exploring everything and gushing about how much I loved it all. But yeah, you'll actually notice there was an energy tank back there, but it wasn't a full energy tank. They do this thing in this game where it's like the heart pieces in Zelda, where you have to get 4 energy tank parts first. So we just skip all those because there's no reason to grab them. But here we go. We're activating the escape sequence here to get to the Varia suit. So you activate that, and then everything goes to heck. Fire everywhere. Just trying to get out as fast as possible before you burn. But also there's flamethrowers everywhere, so dodge those too.
Huh?
Almost. Yep, there we go. And we're out. Perfect. There we go. Fire charge beam shot into that door just to open it a little bit quicker. And then we get the Varia suit. And this allows us to get spicy, get hot.
Spicy.
We can go into hot rooms now.
I keep looking to my computer and I'm like, I need to split, and I'm like, wait, I don't have splits. And I'm like, it keeps throwing me off. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I get that. I super get that. I'm so used to running with splits, like just because I use it to keep kind of track of where I am too.
Yeah.
But this game does not actually have an auto splitter, which is unfortunate.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I wish it did. It'd be nice. I've never played. I never ran a game with an auto splitter.
Auto splitters are really nice. It's basically just like set it and forget it, and then just check every once in a while to make sure it didn't do something weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems so convenient, because every time I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I'm doing the same sound cue every time that I'm splitting, and it's like there's so much room for error, and then I forget a lot of splits too.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not saving this split, even though I got a rainbow somewhere here.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with retiming it.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, hopefully they will eventually make an auto splitter for this. It would be nice. But I imagine it's kind of difficult because like some of the scenes have very different like cues for when you have to hit him, like for visually, I mean. But here we're going through these hot rooms now, and we are going over to Kraid. I actually really like this section. Like I really like the diorama look in the background here with like the little tiny like almost like tilt shift kind of like area. It's very neat. And there's a boss door. Okay. So this is Kraid. He's extremely rude. He's pretty RNG dependent. He has 2 options in this first phase. He's either throws his nails at you or spit. There we go. That was really quick. Just taking him out. And now, so here, basically, you see Root trying to do this jump up the wall, which is also very complex. Wow, nice. And usually you have to wait for him to do something to trigger that track to fall down. There we go. Aw, he's angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that punch is rough to deal with. But yeah, so he'll try to throw his toenails at you from up here. He has a few different attacks. He does this. He does that charge up punch that you saw, and then he tries to also swipe at you. Oh no! Hey, there we go. Perfect. Already done. Nice.
Yeah, Crate's not fun. If you don't, I mean, normally if you don't do the what's called the Crate climb, you would have to keep shooting his belly until he throws his hogs, nails, whatever comes out of his belly at you. Yeah, at you, and then you can climb up. But he's just a pain, so I figured learning that would make it a lot easier, and it really does help mitigate a lot of the RNG. I used to reset pretty much every run I ever did before I learned it at Crate. So
wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, that fight can it can really go on for way too long if you miss like one opportunity and wait for him to cycle all the way back around to doing some certain attack.
He's just mean.
Yeah.
He's mean. That's it. Where are we going
so
now?
we're now going to get the grapple beam.
Yeah.
Grapple skip. Yeah. So this is a developer intended skip. Like, it's very clearly like made to try to like entice you. Like, hey, do you want to try breaking the game? Do you want to try sequence breaking?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty obvious. So there's this section here that you can there's this huge lava pit, but you do these very clever bounces off of walls, and you can kind of jump through here as well.
Oh, that's a reset.
No. Yeah, so it's very nasty if you do happen to miss that second jump. With the first one, you can, you usually have enough time, depending on your health, you usually have enough time to cycle back up and maybe do it, like, twice if you mess up. But there's also, like, you have a lot more leeway, because if you miss the first jump off that wall, you can just hold on a second and try re-jumping it again. Whereas this other one, your only chance if you happen to fall off that ledge is to hopefully get smacked by the flying birdfish to knock you back up into an area where you can jump over. But it is very tricky. There we go.
Flying birdfish.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual like name of those things are, but they're very strange looking. You know, alien creatures on this alien planet.
Yeah, they're just weird. I think I don't know any of the names of the enemies in this game, to be honest. I'm just taking from you whenever you say stuff. I'm like, yeah, flying birdfish. That's right. That's correct. That is the technical term.
Oh my god, I'm making up names for them too because I don't know either. So this is very good. I'm glad to pass on this false knowledge.
Yes, it's great. And to anyone watching too, false knowledge. Yeah, flying birdfish. That's what I thought it was called.
Yeah, yep. Flying birdfish.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So yeah, we're back in Artaria here. There's just that long shaft to fall down. You'll notice that Root turned into a ball there. You fall a little bit faster down those areas if you are transformed into a tight, compact shape like a ball. So yeah, this is the grapple beam, and this will allow us to grapple onto so many different things and also move these blue blocks. It's basically anything that's colored like this darkish blue is something that you can grab onto, including these blue spider walls as well. Spider magnet walls.
Yeah, it allows for a lot of movement options throughout the game. And you'll be seeing a lot of those magnet walls. They are heavily used, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. But we're now gonna go back through that one section that we just went through with the grapple skip. There's actually two paths back. You can be safe if you don't want to chance it again if you're just starting out and go up to the top route and then grab an extra missile expansion there, or you can just do the whole thing in reverse, which I believe is what Root is doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think the reverse is as bad as.
Yeah, I don't think it definitely isn't. Yeah.
So
nice.
And even if you miss the first one and you feel like you need to reset, the reset point is much shorter of a distance than when you're heading there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Here we go. Oh, nice. Oh, you got so lucky again with this,
Spawn.
that E.M.M.I.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I love how when you were showing it to me and, like, when we were going over commentary and everything, like, it just had, like, the worst spawn points, and then the last event, perfect. This time, perfect.
Yeah. It was, I think, like 4 times in a row. It was like
Yeah,
3 different
yeah.
spawn points, and 4 times in a row, it wants to show up in my face. And I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess. But I mean, I'll
but
take
yeah.
it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
I
that
was
was
gonna say,
awesome. I'm so happy about good E.M.M.I. RNG, you know?
We love that.
So now we're going to get, the bombs over here. So we turned on the power, now we get the bombs, which will allow us so many more places that we can get into.
I keep thinking I have splits. I'm like, okay, let's go. Timer. I don't even know what time I'm at, to be honest. Could be great pace and I have no idea.
Won't know until the end, maybe.
My goodness. Okay.
So now, there's a boss in the background there that we don't get to fight in this run. But he's there.
Arguably one of the most fun bosses in the game.
Yeah, I really like Experiment Z57. Is it Z57? It is. Is it the name of? Okay. I always forget. There's lots of numbers. But this area that we're actually going into is super cool looking. So you'll notice the background kind of changed here. We were in this like this clean, sterile factory type thing, and now we are seeing some sea life over here. It's because we are heading into a water area. This section actually coming up is one of my favorite. I really like the movement in this area, and I think the background is gorgeous. But I know a lot of people do not like water levels, so you know.
Yeah, they're pretty notorious, I would say, in games. Just like what is it called? Escort missions.
Yes.
Escort missions. No one likes them.
100%. No.
But this one's not too bad. In general, I would say. It's really like pretty looking, the music's nice. What else? And then once you get the gravity suit, you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Please go down. So I'd definitely say one of the nicer water areas in any game that I've played.
Sweet. So yeah, if you just go run into that room without doing like a little like slide there invisibility thing, that monster from the ceiling will just like beam you and takes out a lot of health.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you can jump through water to kind of move a little bit faster, but you want to just try to avoid going into water as much as you can. So by doing stuff like that melee off of the cliff there, using the grapple to kind of pull you ahead further is also another thing you can do. Go. Oh, those guys are so annoying. Okay. So there's a few different things. There's an easier, or not, it's not easier actually. There's another way to get through to this area that we're going to called backdoor flash that allows you to like bomb jump into the room above this. Well, bomb jump, and they're kind of like pressure plates. So you bomb jumping allows the pressure to relieve, so you can kind of like get through it a little faster, but it's not that much of a time save. Is it?
It's a decent amount. I mean, not
oh,
too
is it?
bad.
Okay.
Like, sorry. I blanked. I got scared.
That's okay.
It's like a good amount. I would say like, but you have to hit it first try.
Yeah.
So if you don't, then don't even worry about it. And it's difficult, I would say, and you have to really understand the rhythm to hit it. And it's just painful, if you were to ask me.
Yeah. So you'll notice the menu comes up here. There's Root is doing a pseudo wave that requires pause buffering. So you pause buffer and aim downwards, and you have to be like fast enough to activate it. But this saves you from having to go into the lower level of this area. You're basically blowing up some of those red mushy blocks that you might have seen for the other pseudo waves. And doing this will cause the water level to lower. There we go. So just, saves a bit of time, especially because it's all underwater movement as well, right? You want to try to avoid going in there as much as you can.
Yeah. Water's no fun.
Not yet.
That's basically it. Not yet, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Not until you get gravity, and then we're flying in water. It's like water's my best friend, and everything.
So now we're going back to Dairon now, and we're gonna get a really cool upgrade from this E.M.M.I, who we saw earlier. It is actually we didn't because there was a cutscene skip. Yeah. Do you see it from maybe afterwards for like a brief second? I don't know. Anyway, you'll see it. You'll see it eventually because we're gonna come up on it to murder it.
Yeah, pretty much. We didn't even see it because good RNG. Too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, this E.M.M.I is kind of scary. It's actually, honestly, if you happen to get caught by it, it's one of the, honestly, the scarier E.M.M.Is just because of how fast it moves and how fast it comes at you. So you'll notice doing a dash here off of this wall to get that little bit of height so we don't have to go all the way around to the other side of the room. And again, one of these central units, again, going to blow off its shielding with the missiles, and then we're going to rapid fire. While dodging all of these, rings? Rings? Yeah.
Yes, we'll go with that.
It reminds me of, Mother Brain, right? From Super Metroid and the final fight for that.
I'm a fake Metroid player. I've never played it. Never played Super Metroid.
It's good. It's weird getting used to. I imagine you would find it the jumping physics to be very strange after playing this.
Really?
It's a good game.
Does it feel like stiff or something?
It's extremely floaty. You feel like you're in like zero gravity when you jump. It's always been the weirdest Metroid game for me to get used to.
Really? It's a fan favorite though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is a really good game. Like overall, like great music, really awesome stuff, but it always takes me I get in like halfway through the game before I start to remember how the jumping actually works.
Really?
Yeah, it's super weird.
Interesting.
But yeah, now we have the speed booster, and this next whole section goes by really quickly. It's very cool. Honestly, one of the coolest upgrades in the game. Just going super fast. And you can also, there we go, store a Shine Spark. Shine Sparks allow you to, like, rocket across an area. You'll see it coming up here. All the way up. Nice. And there's a little bit of a cutscene that you get if you don't transform into a ball first before you do that. So it's actually a time save to transform into a ball first.
Yeah, but it's a really cool cutscene, and I'm sad we don't get to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this game, honestly, if you haven't played it casually, you definitely should. There are so many cool details about this game. The story is great. They put a lot of love into all the cutscenes as well, and they do a lot with making Samus a really awesome, expressive character without barely any dialogue. Just literally through movement and the brief facial expressions that you get from her.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I think they really nailed it with expressions. Like, anyone that says that, Samus is, like, I don't know, like, lifeless, I guess?
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard in the beginning was just, did you play the game?
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's so silly. It's so silly because, like, I feel like she's more expressive in this game than, like, any other one that I've seen.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Gamers, But yeah, there's a very extended cutscene here, very emotional cutscene. that you should go see when you play the game for yourself. But right now, Root is going to Shine Spark twice into this Chozo robot. Every time you do a Shine Spark, it basically takes out half of the boss's health, so 2 Shine Sparks will take this boss out. But it is also very tricky to get that Shine Spark. You have a very small runway there. So sometimes, like, I know for myself, I think that I'm about to do it, and then I hit the wall, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, it's really like a feeling you have to get down. Whoopsies.
Yeah, definitely. And same with this. This is, if you do that with the speed boost, Shine Spark, etc., you can get through to get a double missile expansion over there. But I find it really interesting. It's like, it's not like that it's an optional thing either. Like, you have to get good at using, like, Shine Sparks and speed boosting in this game versus, like, previous Metroid games where it wasn't, like, a huge priority to do a Shine Spark. There's, like, some actual, like, required movement in this game, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I do like how they, reward you for, like, getting good, quote unquote.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, there's so many different like Shine Spark puzzles and things that you can do in this game that are like optional, I guess, also, if you like the challenge.
Yeah.
So we are now, there was a huge cutscene there that, you know, we missed because we're going fast. But what happened was an area just got opened up in Berenia, which is the water level that we were previously in. So now that we have the dash here, we can actually get through this faster, completely skipping most of the water here, which is great. But we are actually going to go back to Berenia, except we're going to see the top half of Berenia this time.
Yes. I mean, there's like 3 parts of Berenia that we see all of them. We see the top part, the bottom, and the middle. We just go to them in very odd orders.
Yeah, there's also, like, when you're playing this casually, there's, like, an entire, like, underwater section to deal with that you don't have to deal with during the speedrun, which is nice.
I learned the 100% speedrun recently.
Yeah.
And there was just so much Berenia that I had no idea was there. I was like, where am I going? What?
I really love this area too, because, like, in the background there's, like, a giant fish tank thing too. Like, right here, it's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last time we went through the left door here, but instead we're going up now. And there's a whole bunch of options for really cool speed boost, Shine Spark stuff here as well. Nice. These enemies can get particularly nasty, but we're just avoiding them completely. Very good. So this diverges from the route I run because there's actually a boss to the left here. But since we don't need to fight all the bosses, you can completely skip it. You do a pseudo wave there to just bust through this area. And now you have to deal with, like, the worst room in this game. I was gonna say in the game, but that's not true.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
Yeah, am I okay?
You're fine. For me, you're fine. Like, I have no problem saying that.
Like, oh gosh, it is so annoying. There's those enemies that shoot, like, the spikes at you, just the absolute worst. And there's, like, 2 of them there, and trying to navigate through that room quickly is a nightmare.
Pain. I just decided, like, there's a way to navigate through it without having to touch them, but, like, I just, out of spite at this point, I'm just destroying them. I'm like, no, you don't get to live in this playthrough.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Chat's asking if you have a favorite section of the run.
Favorite section? I would say... Honestly, I've done Artaria so much that I genuinely really enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I used to reset a lot there. And then I also used to do this run, it's called belly percent, which is basically a how fast so for Kraid there is a secret about him where if you get morph ball bombs, you can do this really cool thing where you just one-shot him. And so belly percent is essentially just getting bombs as fast as you can and then killing Kraid in one shot. So I ended up having to do Artaria so much because it's basically a 30-minute run.
Yeah.
And I'm just so used to playing it that for me it is pretty fun. Like when I see it, I'm like, because it's a whole bunch of little like cool tricks in a very quick succession, because it's just go 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 go. So yeah, I really enjoy Artaria a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, I find that, like, especially with, like, I mean, it's like the first level too, so I feel like you also, yeah, get a lot of practice playing it.
Yeah.
And for me, that sort of thing kind of becomes a little, like, comforting. So
Yeah.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
But yeah,
I would.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that if you haven't seen Belly Percent, it is super cool. They have like a specific cutscene for killing Kraid that way. Definitely worth watching. I finally saw it for myself like a few months ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was great.
I would say that I've done the beginning of the game so much that I completely neglected the latter half. So basically from Quiet Robe, or the guy we never see that just dies,
Yes.
I just like, I never practiced that much until maybe like 2 weeks ago, because I would always lose time in 3 very specific spots. So I'm getting a little more used to now, like playing the end of the game, or maybe like the last half of the game rather. It's not even the end, it's just the last half. That it's interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even, it's I want to say it's like middle to not right before the end, like before you get to Galzuna. Like that whole section from Quiet Robe to Galzuna is, there's so many different places that things can go wrong there. That I feel like that's maybe the most stressful part of the game for me.
Yeah, I would say most definitely.
Yeah, like I know at least like once I get to Galzuna, I'm like, okay, the run is almost over now. Like we're in the home stretch. But getting to that point
is just stressful, right?
Yeah.
No, I completely understand. I'm trying to think of another part of the run, because like in my brain at this point, I know what part of the run I just really despise. Like they're coming up, but so here's some, like, which one do you like? I'm like, oh, it's an interesting question. I don't think about that too much, because I'm like, oh, I have to go do this now.
Yeah. So we just got the plasma beam, right? That's the green one. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Yes, the green one.
Yeah. So we're going to fight. Oh, actually, I guess I didn't talk a little bit about this. There was a whole cutscene thing that happened here where we entered this facility, and Samus has noticed, oh no, there's X-parasites around. Which, if you don't know anything about Metroid Fusion, they were quite a nasty enemy during like the main storyline in Fusion. And they're back. So they're very dangerous to local wildlife. They're like a very invasive species. They basically take over the body of a body of a previous creature and basically mimic it. They become it, and it's kind of awful. It's kind of off, like John Carpenter's thing. So Samus has kind of, well, I mean, it wasn't entirely Samus's fault, but they've been let out and are now unleashed on the rest of the planet. So this is kind of really a transformative point in the game, where now we're going back through these areas, except all of the organic life is now an X-parasite.
Yes.
So, yeah. So you'll notice that that boss that we fought was infected by the X-parasite, so a Chozo soldier basically got taken over, and now they're all infected, and it's kind of nasty.
Yeah. From this point on in the game, there's actually just a lot of mashing, by the way. Just want to...
Yes. A lot of mashing to be done in this part of the game. It ends up being quicker, actually, to mash, I think, than use some of the super missiles at this point. But this is a really nasty E.M.M.I. That was very nice movement there.
Thank you.
That ice E.M.M.I, oh gosh, it can get you real bad sometimes. But you'll notice here, Root is doing a water bomb jump, which is also a glitch. It kind of makes it so that the game, you shouldn't be able to jump that high in the water, but if you kind of untransform, you can get, oh, that was, wow. Good recovery. That was really good recovery. But yeah, you'll notice now Root stored a Shine Spark there to take out this E.M.M.I, or this central unit a little bit quicker, doing a ton of mashing here. And now we're gonna take out Ice E.M.M.I. And this fight also can get a bit tricky. You're going to be, you'll see Root try to fire a beam at this E.M.M.I as it is off screen. So it's coming in from the door here, and you'll notice it's gonna very soon be off screen. So you kind of have to track it and hope. It looked good. You see it explode, and now we fire. There we go. Perfect.
Inarguably the worst angle in this game. No, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. No. I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, it's honestly the worst.
So speaking of really bad angles, there is another skip that's coming up that requires me to shove my face into the screen. So I'm just saying this now to say sorry. That's gonna happen. Like,
you gotta be able to see some fine pixels.
Oh, we love acne out here. I hope.
Okay, so yep, through this area, and we're gonna go into Fereni. Oh, wait, is it Fereni from here? Wait, which area are we in right now? Yes.
We are in Gavrin.
Gavrin, yes.
Oh goodness, this is also where runs go to die. I would say another area. If they don't die in Atom Skip, they're dying here. So we'll see how this works.
So yeah, this is the route for any percent. The route that I take for all bosses does something slightly different here, but the routes, so they diverge, but then come back at around, I think, Galzuna or Gravity Suit. I'm not sure. But there's some really interesting skips that happen in this section.
Yes. I'm gonna shove my face in the screen.
Yes, here we go. Okay, so for this, basically, there's a pixel here that Root is looking for specifically to try to shoot out this block. So this is also kind of it is also, well, what is it considered a pseudo wave? Maybe. Yeah. So it's very tricky though. There's like this little tiny pixel that Root can see. And you have to very carefully aim. You also have to wait for, there's a creature that's right underneath there. You have to wait for it to kind of reach up to do the perfect timing for it. Very precise. But this gets space jump. Yes.
Very painful. Very precise. But saves a lot of time. Saves a decent amount of time. Now we can jump as much as we want without any worry. Except underwater. Until we get Gravity Suit.
Yeah, for now. There we go. Cool. So now we're routing. Basically, we're taking an elevator and a teleportal, I believe, to get back to Artaria. And at this point in the game, I believe that Artaria would be frozen if you're not sequence breaking.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. But because we're sequence breaking, we're going to get to a part of Artaria that is not frozen yet. And there's going to be some impressive tricks coming up.
Yeah. This one's also... Okay, so I know I said I like Artaria in the beginning. End game, I hate it. Worst area in the game, undebatably. Like, if Space Jump is where people's runs die, getting Screw Attack is where my run dies every time. Like, getting there, being there, I want to leave. It's just not fun. It's painful. Makes me want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, this section coming up is the reason why I decided to do, well, one of the reasons. Okay, not the entire reason, but one of the reasons I decided to do all bosses instead of this route. There's a skip coming up where I swear I was like sitting there for like 2 hours trying to get it, and I was like, I am never doing this again.
Yeah,
but Root pulls it off very quickly. Super pro.
Thank you. It's very nice of you to say.
But yeah, it's kind of, you'll see, but you have to do it twice, which is like, you know, you kind of like feel defeated after the first one, and then you finally get it and you're like, oh no, I have to do this again to get back.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, we love these doors, right?
Yeah, totally.
Best doors in the game?
Uh-huh. Love that they exist.
Oh yeah, 100%. Honestly, I don't think it would be as good of a game without them.
Awesome. Okay, so this should look familiar. We were here earlier. This is around where Charge Beam was. But we're going into this frozen area now. Well, we'll be walking through a few of those rooms, where you should have the gravity suit to get through them, but because we don't, we have to try to go through as quickly as possible without losing too much health. So normally when you'd come to this area, it would be frozen the first time, but because we're sequence breaking, Root has to do a water bomb jump to get up to the top of the water level, and then kind of rub against this wall to get enough height, very nice, to get out of the water. And then there will be another section up here to get the screw attack from right up here, another water bomb jump. Very nice, and screw attack, yes! Screw attack allows us to basically just bump into enemies to kill most of them.
Yeah, it's pretty overpowered.
Yeah, it kind of rules.
Oh, for sure.
So now, again, this is all also underwater, so a water bomb jump to get out of here. Perfect. And then, again, rubbing against this wall to get enough height, and done. I was very fast through that section.
I was hoping.
Okay, so shooting this, there we go. And now Root has to very carefully maneuver through here. So this is very tricky. Oh, very good. It's very tricky because those slopes, they want to push you downwards. So you kind of have to line yourself up perfectly to kind of get through that section.
Yeah, it can be painful because, like, if you... I mean, like Crime was saying, you just kind of slide down a lot if you don't time it, like, precisely. So it can be kind of frustrating, to be honest.
So we are now just kind of going through a whole bunch of teleportals, correct?
Yes.
Navigating all the way back to Berenia eventually.
Yes.
To get the best upgrade in the game.
100%. Without a doubt. The best upgrade in the game.
Sweet. So this is a lava room we didn't go into before, but there's a teleportal hidden right there.
I actually didn't even know about this until I started speedrunning this game. I don't think I activated the majority of teleportals.
Yeah, so oh my gosh, I played through the game and then like I found out that if you activate all of the teleportals and then you end up getting the ability to warp to any teleportal, which I wish I'd realized before I 100%ed the game.
Oh.
Because basically I went to go 100% it, and but I didn't realize that getting all the portals unlocked free teleport throughout the entire area. So yeah. Yep.
That was fun, huh?
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun traversing through everything.
I bet.
Yeah, well now I know, and I let people know. Just so they don't make the same mistake I do. So yeah, we're going here to go and get the gravity suit. So we're going back into a water area. And you actually have to do a kind of complex speed booster shine spark puzzle coming up.
Most definitely. I mean, another place I reset my rut.
Yeah, it's particularly nasty if you if you don't get the perfect movement on this one, because the only way to really reset it is to like walk all the way back up to the checkpoint. Yeah.
But the benefit of it is that you feel really cool when you do it.
Yes, yeah, it is a very cool puzzle.
So, I mean, this puzzle is another, like, optional in, like, casual play that you can do to get a missile pack, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's a double missile pack at the bottom of this one.
Ooh. It strikes again.
So yeah, like we said, you have to go all the way back up, which is actually it's easier if you have space jump at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sucks if you don't. Perfect. Okay. One and all of these stored shine sparks. Perfect. So this puts us forward into the section to get the gravity suit. A little shortcut. And then in the background, this is more attention to detail, but you're blowing out all of these blobs to let this piece down here. For story reasons. Well, I guess maybe not story reasons, but yeah, play the game. Play the game! Seriously. Do it. It's really good.
It really is. Probably one of my favorite games to come out.
Yeah, honestly, like...
recently.
I have to say that it's like... I almost like... It's one of my favorite Metroid games. Like, I almost think it might be my favorite Metroid game now.
Really?
Yeah, I really like Zero Mission. I think that was my favorite game before this one came out, but there's something about this, and maybe it also could be because I speedrun it, that I have a fondness for it that I might not have otherwise. That does help the fondness, right? Yeah. So you'll notice a whole bunch of rapid firing here. That's actually something that I wanted to mention as well. This boss fight is particularly rude, by the way. These enemies are awful. But this game also, you'll notice that Root's doing a whole bunch of mashing. Very good at mashing. But if you want to play this game and you're like, oh my god, I can never do that. This game, actually, the leaderboards for it, they support turbo controllers. Which is really nice. So save your hands, you know?
Yeah. Most definitely. Like, you don't have to get good at mashing to play the game. I promise. It's not a skill that's required. Like, there's definitely, like Crime said, turbo controllers, like, there's nothing wrong with them, you know? There's no, like, oh, I'm cheating. You're not. You're just protecting your hand.
Yeah.
Or anything.
You want to be able to game for as long as you can. You don't need to mess up your hands trying to mash. That being said, there are better ways to mash. You can learn to mash a little bit more proper so you don't injure your hands, etc.
Yeah. Like, when I mash, I use a lot of my arms, to be honest. I use my arms more than anything. Like, I'll know I'm mashing incorrectly if my wrist hurts. Like, it's a very obvious... I'm like, okay. So I'm mashing very improperly right now. And...
so yeah, this is Galzuna. I'll talk while you do this. But you're gonna finish it off with like a series of shine sparks, which rules. The other way you can do this is it's okay. So if you can do this with any sort of amount of shine sparks if you can land them. But if it doesn't work, sometimes you just have enough health to literally, like, after you do those shine sparks, to just literally hit it with missiles. Just make sure you don't get hit by the cross bombs it throws.
Yeah, there's a lot of tanking of the hits, but this boss actually does a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah, you really don't want to get hit by those cross bombs. Like, you want to basically, like, as soon as you see him start to plant them, you want to fly to the other side, or, like, dash over to the other side of him. And then this part is just tedious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the game is very good at teaching you how to use the item you just got, but that part, the cross bombs are just, like, they need to go back to the development room, because they don't work. They do not work.
Yeah, you have to, like, perfectly position yourself there so that you go over the 4 blocks, and so sometimes you have to, like, be holding in the direction that you want to go, or else you don't go far enough, and... nightmare.
For sure.
But also very useful for certain situations. Like, for example, if you're playing this game and you don't get, like, space jump, it's useful for boosting yourself up further into the air.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much required for things like all bosses, right?
Yeah.
Learn how to do that.
Yeah. You can go and get the space jump, but it's like, it's not worth it. It's too much of a time loss. But if you're just starting out, you know, it's a good thing to be able to do. So you'll notice here is a reverse grapple. That was very nice. That's also a glitch, actually.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah. I like to justify it as being like, Samus is just very skilled at aiming and was able to fire it through there and hook onto the other side. You know.
And that's how we made it not a glitch. By that one explanation alone. Now it's no longer a glitch. She's just
no
really
longer
good
glitch.
at the game.
Yeah, really good at it.
We're back to Ferenia, which is where we previously met Quiet Robe. Who?
Yes.
Because we actually didn't see
who? Who? Someone. But yeah, there's actually, there's an E.M.M.I in this section coming up. As there is in most sections in this game. But this one, you're not supposed to be able to... I don't think you actually encounter it at the beginning when you... usually this section, you don't have the gravity suit for.
Yes. No, you
and
don't.
So,
you're not supposed to.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, and so that water and trying to run away from the E.M.M.I is a nightmare situation. But here, I actually kind of feel bad for the E.M.M.I because it cannot catch up with you, like, whatsoever.
You're so nice feeling bad for it, honestly. Cause I don't, I'm like, bye.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. It's really comical.
Yeah.
Just cannot catch up with you. So this is a very simple boss to take out as well. This is SQ. That was nice. So basically, since you have the screw attack, you can just bounce into it over and over, and especially if you get it against the wall there, you just knock it into the wall over and over. Then you have to take out this seed. I don't remember what they were calling it. Someone told me that the sack. Yeah, like yes, like this weird sack of like gushers. I'm not sure. I know that someone actually corrected me and gave me the proper term, but I of course cannot remember, so I will continue referring to it as an egg sack.
Yeah.
But now we have sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that boss was just made extremely easy because not only we're not supposed to have gravity, we're not supposed to have screw attack at this point either.
Yeah. So we're going back through this room, except we're going to the left now to go fight some enemies. But yes, we also, you'll notice these storm missiles that we got from SQ. It's just basically allows us to open up a few different locks in the game, but also gives us the ability to lock onto enemies to take them out a little bit faster. So this is more double Chozo robot stuff. Yeah. This is the second fight of them in the game. This one has a slightly... The orangish one was slightly stronger, but we were able to charge up a Shine Spark to take it out a little bit quicker. This is a frozen room that we can now go into because, you know, we have our very good suit.
Our very good suit, yes.
Yes.
Best suit in the game. Color-wise and ability-wise.
Yes, 100%. So here's another one of these door locks. And now we're about to go into the E.M.M.I room. And this is actually a super interesting E.M.M.I fight. There's some really interesting mechanics before you even get there. So there's this. This is also a really easy central unit to take out because you can literally just Shine Spark into this room. Shine Spark the shield off and then just screw attack it once to take out the rest of its health.
Yes. Hardest boss in the game.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, hardest. But there's also this double door lock here too. This lock will lower down the platform that you're on.
Alright, trying to get the choice, do I go for it?
Okay, so this coming up here, this is a very difficult E.M.M.I to take out. There's a very tight pattern that you can do right here. So this E.M.M.I is going to be coming out of here, and Root is going to follow its faceplate along as accurately as possible, which is very difficult. But you'll notice she's tracking it, and its faceplate is going to get warm and almost going to blow off here in a second. There we go. Very tight and done. Nice.
I was gonna give you the option if I should do it or not, but then I realized it was just happening, and I was like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
I would have pushed for it. I would have pushed for it. Yeah.
I was like, so, yeah, "Oh, it's happening."
There we go.
The trick is just not being scared.
Yes. Yeah. Hesitation is defeat.
Yes. But sorry, I interrupted you.
No. All good. So you'll actually hear there's actually some very nice calming music in this section as well. You hear for like 2 seconds and that's it. Never again.
Unless you play the game.
Yes, yeah. You too could listen to this music for even longer if you played the game.
We're just selling Metroid copies. We are Nintendo shills, apparently. I don't know what happened, but we are working for Nintendo now.
Yeah. Listen, I just want them to make another 2D Metroid game, honestly. Especially after this one.
Most definitely. I think everyone's just waiting for Prime 4 now.
Yeah.
So,
I have mixed feelings about that just because I don't know, I prefer the 2D games. But I really did enjoy the Metroid Prime trilogy. I just wonder where they're going to go with it next. Nice. Okay, so everything here happens so rapidly till the end of the game. Like, we're just fighting after, like, boss fight after boss fight after boss fight. In rapid succession. So here we're coming up on the final E.M.M.I. I believe it's the 8th and final E.M.M.I. I think there's 8.
I think so.
But, so there was a cutscene here that we didn't see. Go play the game. But you'll notice the E.M.M.I. is passed out in the background. So something happened. We just don't know what. And instead we have to fight this Chozo warrior who has been, of course, overtaken by the X-parasites. His stomach's not feeling good, vomiting all over the place. Very deadly vomit. But quickly took him out. Nice. And then we wait for this cutscene to play out so we can absorb the E.M.M.I's power.
Yes. Very long cutscenes.
Yeah.
So one thing I don't like about this run is that we have to go through every single E.M.M.I cutscene, and I'm like, I know what it looks like, please. Let me get past.
Yeah, I know it's silly that they let you skip a lot of the other stuff, but not these ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's forced relaxation time.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, how many E.M.M.Is are there again?
I think it's 8.
So like 8, they're like 25 seconds each. That's math. I don't know why I tried to do math. Like,
yeah, no, I can't do math either. I was like,
wait, never mind.
Never mind. But now we have power bombs, which basically makes this final section here. You get power bombs really late into the game as well.
Yeah.
Like you're intended to grab them and then go back to unlock things, but I kind of wish they had more relevancy in this game other than just for escaping at the end.
Yeah. Quite unfortunate. I actually didn't know. I remember first playing this game. Whoopsies. I didn't know where the last boss was, like, at all. When I got power bombs, I started searching everywhere in the game. I'm like, I have no idea where Ravenbeak is. What are you talking about? Where am I supposed to go? And then, so I went everywhere with my power bombs, and I was like, this makes no sense. Until finally, I just looked around the last area again, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
he's right here. I could have just left.
But you'll see those storm missiles coming in handy here as we take out this shield here. Oh, almost. But you'll get a prompt when he puts his shield up sometimes. Oh, no, never mind. We just skipped it completely. But yeah, his shield basically breaks off. You can rip it off with the grapple. And then he's basically like all of the other Chosen Warrior bosses where you're dodging his vomit. He's particularly nasty. He will do a lot of damage if you're not careful.
Yeah, I think we can only take like 2 hits. No, 1 hit. No. Yeah, 1 hit, and then the next one we die.
Yeah.
On this boss fight.
Yeah, it's brutal. But that is all of the regular boss fights, and we're coming up to the final boss now, and final area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of. I mean, you'll see. Final named area here in Iterash. And I'll also point out the fact that, one, this cutscene rules. This loading screen here is the best loading screen in the game.
Definitely.
And also that all of the areas in this map are labeled A to I, which kind of rules. You don't go to them in that order. You go from like A to C back to B. But if you look at the map, you'll notice that from the bottom to the top, it's A to I. So cool little detail. Sweet. So we're doing power bombs there, and then jumping up to here to the final fight.
It's already come up. I can't believe it's come up already.
Yeah, I know.
I always forget how quick the last part of the game goes. I'm like, oh, here's Ravenbeak.
Yeah. Honestly, from like Galzuna onwards, it's just like go. So there's 3 phases to this fight. It's a very cool fight, by the way. But you're fighting Ravenbeak. The first phase already done. That was gold skip. You basically have to and then mash through these counters. Very nice mashing.
Thank you.
And now we're in phase 2. So the key for phase 2 is to basically keep to the left, and when he does these beams, like these laser attacks, he actually can't hit you if you melee. You're kind of out of his range, which allows you to freely fire missiles at him. And you want to use missiles for this phase because it's faster. There we go. Line of sight over top of Samus's head. And perfect, into phase 3. So basically, hope and pray for this part. Missiles are again faster. You also can cross-bomb, intersperse cross-bombs into this fight to take him out quicker. And he does a lot of very interesting different attacks here that are actually references to other games. Like for this, he does these sun attacks, like basically powerbomb the sun here to take them out.
Yeah.
But he also does these void attacks, and I'm pretty sure that they're both references. Oh wow, already over. Look at that. 1 and 2. Nice. Awesome. Fight's over. But he does some really cool things that are references to Metroid Prime 2.
Yeah, things go so quickly that like once you start explaining something, it's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, no, it's already over. That fight has like come down in time by quite a bit since I started playing this game. It's like so quick to take him out now. And something happens story-wise. Samus has her new salad suit, and you have this horrible abomination of Ravenbeak mixed with Kraid over here because of the X-parasites. So we're just, firing a giant beam into his mouth. Goodbye. And doing this triggers what we all know and love, the escape sequence.
Yes! Let's go!
So we're coming up on time soonish. We just have to get through this section. I'll make sure to call it out. Basically, we have lost all of the Aeon abilities that Samus gained, so all of like the invisibility and the dash, all gone now. And so we just have Samus's basic abilities here. And this area all looks familiar. This is back. We fell down to the floor, and so now we're back in Canubia, I believe is this area's name. But this should all look familiar. So just using our very slick movement here to burst open walls as well, and just navigate this maze of explosions. Great. So Samus is on her way back to her ship because we need to get out of here. This is a speed boost into Sweet Shine Spark up to the top here. Open up this giant door, and we're getting very close to the end now. I'm going to do some speed boosting, and time is coming up in 3, almost, and now. There we go. Yeah!
Yay!
Yay!
That was pretty good.
Yeah! That was great.
Not bad.
Very curious what your time was on that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No. I mean, yeah. It says 1:22:36 on our timer, but I wonder about in-game.
Yeah. There's two. I don't know how the in-game timer works at all. Let me go to it.
Yeah, so the in-game timer is very strange because, like, in-game time counts all of the cutscenes, even if you skip them.
Yes.
So it's very weird when you're trying to calculate it. Which is why you usually have, like, live split open.
Yeah. 1:35:34.
Yeah, not bad.
Interesting time. Total playtime 140. I don't know what that means. I don't know the difference.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that also counts cutscenes because our time is 1:22. So.
Yeah, 1:22:36. Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Honest. I'll take it. Woo.
Yeah,
right.
That was super cool.
No,
so
sure.
where can we find you?
I am on twitch.tv/Rootorigin. I'm actually very close to affiliate, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, I'm like, I think 11 followers by affiliate.
Awesome.
And then you can follow me, or if you like what you see, you can see me at youtube.com/Rootorigin as well. So that is the two main platforms that I like using, and that's where you can find me.
Sweet. I also saw that you run other categories too for this game.
Yeah, I've done 100%. I've done all bosses and NE% or NMG, which is this one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three main categories that I ran. I'm starting to run another game that I've played. I learned the route and everything, which is Mario Odyssey. So that's something else I'm getting into. Yeah, but that one's like the switching from 2D to 3D is very difficult in my opinion.
Yes, I agree, which is why I haven't touched many 3D games myself. Yeah,
but I'm honestly very interested in the one that you play, you and Indy. It seems really cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you should totally play that. I can teach you that too.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I can teach you Dread. I can teach. I mean, whatever else you need to learn if you want to learn.
Yeah, totally.
We'll
awesome.
switch that off.
Yes,
if you want, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So everyone, please stick around. We're going to go on a raid soon, but first I have a few more notes before we disappear. So stick around, everyone, and thank you again, Root.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. Thank you for anyone that watched. I appreciate it. It was fun. It was fun.
Hey everyone! Thank you all so much for tuning into tonight's Attract mode. This was awesome. So honored to be here on commentary for Rootorigin today. It's always super impressive watching her play that. Yeah, that was really cool. But everyone, please make sure to come by on Sunday for our next showcase. happening on Sunday, November 20th. Please note that we're starting 1 hour later than normal at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have an all bunny showcase day on Sunday. All buns, all buns. Oops, all buns. But first we have Rabby Ribby, any percent run by Alice at Wonderland Games, which is a bunny game, with Bunniest Bunrina on comms. And we have Lost Nova, Bunny Percent by Salkuth Mind, with Char Bunny on comms. And Zokubun's gonna be around hosting that whole thing. It's gonna rule. And then, next Thursday, you can catch Varen running Final Fantasy. Oh my god, I am very good at Roman numerals. That's 14. 14. So please come by for that. It's going to be super sweet as well. Yes, I know Roman numerals. I'm very good at Roman numerals. But y'all, please stick around. We are going for a raid. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Varen. So we are going to go raid Happy Bear, who is playing Link's Awakening. So please stick around for that. It's going to be a good time. Let's show her some love. And I hope everyone has a wonderful and lovely night. And we will see you on Sunday for more Attract Mode. Goodbye.